Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. I'm going to do the chakra spread for the heart, and I suggest you go grab a deck and do this along with me. Let's tarot together. See what you get. Use this as your opportunity to create a spread for yourself, your journal entry, whatever, just to check in with what's going on with your heart, because the world is in turmoil. Don't know if you've noticed, everyone's a bit weird. Those are my words, no one else's, my opinion. I've chosen to use the Shadowland Tarot, which is one that's fairly new to my collection and I haven't actually properly used yet. And it was Simon and Chris that prompted me to pull it out and actually do this, not this particular spread, but to pull it out and give it a go, because they just reminded me really that it was sat in a cupboard and I'd forgotten it was there, having not had time to play with it. So this is, I am using the spread from the Love of Oracles deck by Amethyst Ascension creator on YouTube. And this deck is available on Make Playing Cards. So here's so once I've done this, I've got 3 chakras to go. And I haven't been doing this in any quick succession. I've been taking my time to work through this. So I'm just holding it there so you can see, or you can screenshot the prompts if you want. I mean, obviously I'm going to read them out anyway, so you will know what my prompts are. And also Amethyst is sharing these prompts as well on her channel, because she's already done this series. She's done and dusted. So for the heart energy, so it's a 6-card spread. It's nice and simple. Here's my cards: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already down, and then it will go into my digital journal. In fact, I've already snapped the pictures and thrown them into my digital journal. So again, just to speed all this whole process up. So let's go. So prompt 1 is, how balanced is your heart chakra? And I have the 2 of Swords. And I've decided that, so traditionally the 2 of Swords is obviously not being able to think, make a decision, choices, all that sort of thing. However, 2's a balance, and this is a balanced card. We've got 2 swords in the hand, we're balanced. Although we're blindfolded, we have a balance, wings are out. There's no asymmetry in this one. So I decided that meant the balance is relatively good there. When it comes to communication with the swords, I've decided that things are fairly peaceful. Sometimes there's discord between the head and heart for me, but that's always been there. That's never not been a thing for me. So head versus heart, emotions versus thoughts type thing. So there's always a battle going on there. But otherwise, in general, it feels to me like my heart kind of center is fairly well balanced at this point in time, despite the planetary movements in the sky. Card 2, how loving are you of yourself? So I have the High Priestess. Should I bring them up so you can see them? Sorry. I'm really not giving that much thought, am I? So here's card 2. So these are very me images, I guess, aren't they? There's a very childlike quality to them as well, an imperfection to them, which I love. And if I tried to draw like this, I couldn't. I couldn't achieve this art style if I wanted to. So therefore, to me, it is a skilled art style. Anyway, so prompt number 2, I have the High Priestess. And we have a bat, we have a wand in hand, we have a cat. We're rocking on the crescent moon, so all the bits and bobs are in there. I mean, you could say that's pomegranate seeds there if you like, dangling off her jacket. So I put her down to see. So for this one, when it comes to loving of myself, I decided that with the High Priestess, and it was interesting to have another 2 pop out, by the way, offering myself advice, meditation and reflection. So that is with regards to how loving I am to myself, I think. So it's a work in progress, it's balancing, it's there, it's got a duality to it, but it's what I take from the High Priestess in order to give myself a better kind of self-love and care. And for me, that is always, when I talk about self-love and care, I'm usually referring to that kind of special time, me time. Like, we have me time all the time, but me time as in when I take time to just do what I need to do for my mind, body and soul, to harmonize, bring them into a quiet space. So the meditations, the kind of focus, maybe even shadow work sometimes, but mostly it's the treating myself to like remembering that actually go and have a bath, have a soak, have some bubbles, take a glass of wine, take an audiobook, take some music, do some meditation, like those sorts of things where you just don't, it's not an everyday occurrence. So yeah, that's how I feel that one is for me. And of course the flip side of that is the fact that sometimes I perceive doting on yourself, giving yourself too much self-love as a bit narcissistic. Again, back to that balance, head, heart, thoughts, overthinking, undercurrents, strong undercurrents, but that's from my personal experiences growing up throughout life and childhood, and with people within which I've experienced and fast moved out of the spheres of once I discovered that they were a little bit toxic in their thoughts. Equally, so might I be. Who's to say my thoughts are any better? But yeah, interesting. So how loving am I of others? What do we get? We have the Star. I always have hope for others. I have hope for humanity. Humanity always seems to prove me correct. I've had my initial dark thoughts and feelings about stuff, but or mistrust, and wait for somebody to prove me wrong in other ways. But I always set out with a kind of magnanimous heart for people. Sadly though, that's where you put your heart on your sleeve and you feel like you've been injured and you feel somehow that they've deeply offended you. So yeah, that's not the best. Sorry, we're out of focus. Yeah, so I have also written to go with that, bit of a desert island, harsh environment for strangers when it comes to me sometimes, but I'm protective for those that I cherish and who are dear, as well as obviously holding out hope for people that I meet. And then when you just know there's like a 3, 4, 5 to 10 second maybe kind of moment, and you're just like, yeah, no, you're just a big no for me, I'm walking away. So I'm a bit like that. I can be a bit quick to dismiss, and sometimes for my own detriment. Okay, and I like to be proven wrong as well. But hopefully I do it in a way in which they don't quite notice. I hope I'm subtle. In my head I'm subtle, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm like Thor's hammer. Card 4 is, how accepting am I of myself? So I've got how loving am I of myself, but how accepting am I of myself? And I have the Death card. So it's a work in progress, is how I feel about this one. And you can see he's just nourishing a little person in his hands. Well, that's what it feels like to me. Or nurturing a little person in the hands that's just come out of the egg that's just broken. We've got some more eggs around. We have got death around us, but yeah, and obviously this particular character reminds me of Dr. Death wearing the death mask. So yeah, I do feel like it's a transforming, so I'm working on it with regards to the acceptance of like all sides of myself. So that comes back to that shadow work aspect, which is also where I felt that this deck probably would work well for this spread. Slowly transforming myself with the prompts and challenges and various things that we do through tarot, which is how I that's really how my practice has evolved with tarot, to be fair. To understand the tarot a bit better means that you have to work with it on yourself to understand what it does for you, to do it for others. My opinion again. So that's what I felt with that one. So number 5, how accepting am I of others? So how loving am I of others? How accepting am I of others? I have the Page of Pentacles. Again, that's kind of a work in progress, isn't it? We're learning something new to do. So for this one, I am thinking, I'm not quite sure why. Would you hold a hairy spider by its hair tail? I don't know. It's just hilarious. So I'm thinking that I'm learning again, because it's an active kind of card. It's a property that we own as an archetype, if you want. So I'm learning to be more accepting of others around me, using more grounded approaches, coming into the Pentacles, instead of my head or empathy. So I'm using a slightly more grounded approach to be more accepting of others. Doesn't mean I have to love them, but I can be more accepting. So when somebody does something that causes me to cast them out, because I'm like, yep, no, you've had your 10 seconds of my time, this isn't any good. However, I can be accepting of, do you know what, we're colleagues, we have to work together. I can completely rule out, draw a line, oversee personality traits that don't align with me or mix with me, but I can definitely have a working professional relationship quite easily, because I personally can switch that on and off, but I know others really struggle to switch things like that on and off, but I don't have an issue with that. So if I clash with someone, they don't like what I say, I'm just, in the workplace, that's fact. It's communication, usually in fact, not usually embroidered in emotion. Take it or leave it, and let's move on, sort of thing. But in my outside here, on my personal life, I don't seem to be quite as good at that. I take it a little bit more emotionally, personally. I feel like someone's trying to desperately hurt me. Anyway, moving on, number 6. How can you bring more balance into your life? So another 2 of Pentacles. And as you see, he's definitely not balanced. So that's my third 2 for those counting. So with this one, I'm thinking that maybe time versus wealth. So I was thinking that perhaps in order to bring more balance into how I love myself, how I love others, how I accept others, how I accept myself, it's going to be down to balance. You can't just throw, some people think, oh, chuck money at the problem, it'll go away, sort of thing. You can't just throw money at a problem and make it go away. You have to find some other form of way of doing it. So the 2s are about the balance. They are about sharing. They are about relationship, union. We're finding how we balance, and we're in the Pentacles within the earthly realm, within the material realm. So therefore, and Pentacles for me is also for family as well. So I'm thinking, communal efforts are required, sharing what's around me with others, and what I have, which I do anyway. I like to, it's summertime, and I have no kids, therefore not a party house, but it's seen as the house that's easier to congregate in and, have a few safe drinks and things and barbecue and just let your hair down. And I happily, openly share those things with people in order to create that kind of community. As antisocial as I am and non-peoply as I am, I do enjoy sharing what I have with other people. Not from an ego perspective, just from a, I've got this, and I'm very happy to share that with you, because some people can't have those things, and I'm mildly aware of that, having worked really, really hard to be where I am and what I've got. So yeah, there we are. So that's my thoughts there on that one. And just in case if anyone was wondering, at the bottom of the deck was the Moon and then the Hanged Man. So again, it felt like there's still some kind of hidden work going on and finding those perspectives. Oh, and we have the World. I didn't look that far down. And then we have the World. So, and the Chariot. There's a load of Mages down there. What's happening? So yeah, so finding those hidden perspectives and moving on to create a fulfilled kind of heart centre. Knowing my direction. Oh, I must really not have shuffled them very well. Look at all that. Or I have. They're not even in order. Anyway, wittering. So that's that. And there it is in my journal. So picture on the background. My spread cards have been pasted in. I've just put them onto a pretty picture. Put my writing there. Picture of the spread and the prompts there. Screenshot, and then I shall be moving on, and here is how they go moving forwards. So yeah, there we are. Let me know, come on peeps, speaking comments, let me know what you got. I hope you do this, you join along, join in, because I think this was a really good spread to look at, and this deck for me personally was a really good deck to use. I wasn't sure what else I was going to use for this. I think I was considering the Global Fusion, maybe, tarot for this. I don't have any specifically green decks. Oh, I do. The Enchanted Forest of Enchantment. But yeah, that wasn't where I was going. It just felt a bit like this one. It was like an instant yes. Right, until the next one, take care. Bye-bye.